Hello, this is Liz Head, EC Head Training Workshops, bringing you segment 3 of 3 for mentoring. So, of course, I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story and some other good stuff. So, stay tuned with me. So, every Wednesday, we provide nuggets of information, not mentoring, but nuggets of information on Zoom for an hour. Presentations are free, but you have to register on Eventbrite to get the link. We frequently have guest speakers or, business owners, small business owners with us to talk about various things that can help you in your notary business as well as in life sometimes. We've had, and we will continue to have a tax preparer to talk to us about how to keep track of our money and our expenditures in QuickBooks. So that's a real good one, and I've just used him myself to get my books in order for my tax preparer. And then, of course, there are no presentations. There are no Wednesday night nuggets on Wednesdays for the month of December because we're on sabbatical. We're on sabbatical so that we can rejuvenate, plan for the upcoming year, and enjoy the holiday season as much as we can during this pandemic time. So, over the past 4 years, my mentoring and my coaching has been just answering questions. Anybody who called me with a question, I will answer those questions. I will give them information to a point. I want to know why they want to be a notary or a signing agent. And depending on their responses, I direct them to first do some research to determine if this is the right fit for them, whether it's a side gig or whether they intend to make it a full-time job. You want to make sure it's the right fit. And then if it's determined that it is a right fit, I suggest that they get training. Now, I also suggest that they do their research to make sure which class is right for them. My class is not a one-size-fits-all class. You got to find that trainer who speaks to you, who you can hear. If you get yourself a trainer and you just don't like the way their voice sounds, the way mine sounds today, all nasal, I tell you, those allergies will get you. But that may not be the one that you want to hear if that voice is not pleasing to your ear. So make sure that you're finding a right fit for you for training once you decide that the notary business is the right fit for you to be to do as a business or as a side gig. Then you'll want to make sure you do your research and get in a training program that is right for you. For those who take my classes, I will mentor ongoing. I've been mentoring ongoing to a point. For 2021, the mentoring with EC Head will start to look differently. Mentoring will be added to our program, to our library of programs, value added, if you will. So just a sneak peek, each participant who goes through my workshops will receive 60 days free mentoring, 60 days after each class. 60 days after each class, you have free mentoring. But that doesn't mean that you can't, you just call, and you still got to understand what it is you need mentoring on. After that 60-day period, you can still get mentored with me. However, it's going to be by appointment, and it's going to be $80 an hour. $80 an hour for mentoring after the 60 days are up. Now, what you want to consider is that if you don't do anything for 60 days, you get your training and you don't do anything for 60 days, then that means chances are you've forgotten a whole lot of what you have learned in class. So at that point, you get to determine if you want to do the mentoring one-on-one at $80 an hour, or if you just want to pay half price and come on back to class for a refresher, you can certainly do that. You can come back to class for half price for a refresher, rather than paying $80 an hour for mentoring. And of course, that's going to depend on how much mentoring you think you might need. This is to encourage you that once you get your training, don't sit on it. Don't sit on it. Go start making some money. You're not going to know everything. We cannot teach you everything. We're giving you your base to start. And then you will continue to learn, because learning is continuous. You will continue to learn as you start earning. You're going to learn as you earn, because no two circumstances are the same, which means you're always going to run into something that you've not seen before. And that's why it's vital that you read the documents that are in front of you. If you don't understand what it is you're supposed to do, you read the instructions, and 9 times out of 10 it's going to tell you what to do. But at any rate, you have to be able to read. Reading is fundamental. So you have to be able to read in order to get through it. And you have to put your thinking cap on. Think about what you're doing. I know, trust me, I understand where you are, because sometimes, when you're looking at something new, you go into a panic. And then sometimes our minds go blank when we go into a panic. So we just have to center ourselves and then just calm down, and then we figure it out. That's what happens to me sometimes. I just have to center myself, and then I can think through some processes that I may be having difficulties with. In order for me to mentor and coach you, I need to know your baseline. And that's why I'm only starting with people who have taken my classes. And I am going to reevaluate that after the first quarter of 2021 to determine if it makes sense for me to expand the mentoring to others and include other categories, such as, setting up your business, how to set up your business. So that's something I'm going to visit after the first quarter. Now, the way the mentoring is going to look, again, still a little sneak peek. When you think you want mentoring, it'll be set up on the internet, and you will tell me what it is you want to be what you want to be mentored on. And I'll have some boxes for you to check, and then also probably for you to write a comment additionally. So I'm still working through how that's going to look. So you will tell me what it is you want to be mentored on, so that we can make sure we are making the best use of your time and of my time. And again, this will be available after the January, starting with the January 2021 workshops. Now, just some little observations, some notes. What you'll want to do in these Facebook groups is to try using the search application before asking questions. It's probably already been answered. And then you also want to be specific when you're asking questions. You're looking for recommendations for title companies in the Houston area for cash out refinances. That's that's really too broad. Houston is too big. So you want to be specific. If you're looking for recommendations in the Houston area, give a little more detail in zip code 7, whatever Houston zip codes are, or in the financial district, or be more specific. And then when someone tells you their truths, which is their facts, and it's sometimes referred to as being snarky or unwilling to help or mentor, use Facebook as a networking tool, not to acquire your training for your craft as a notary signing agent. That's just a suggestion from me. You can carve out, I mentioned in one of the other segments, where one person carved out like 4 people from a group or class or whatever, and they just connected and they supported each other without taking all of your questions or every thought that you have to Facebook. Get yourself a little network within a network. And the other thing is, what I try to do is to stay out of the fights. You know, the one comment that will get a whole lot of activity is when someone perceives that someone has been snarky to them, and then you've got 30, 40, 50 people who want to weigh in on that and give their opinion, and that's a waste of time. If it ain't making you money, scroll on by. Scroll on by. But you can use your time more wisely by doing something productive rather than jumping into a Facebook fight. I know it's easy to do because, you know, you sit behind that computer and you can just say all the mean stuff you want to, but be cautious of that. And then it is disrespectful to be a time stealer, waste others' valuable time. You know, when you want the seasoned notaries to help you, but some of the things that you're asking, you can very easily research, and with very little research, and find it yourself. You will find that it's more valuable when you do it yourself rather than someone giving you a quick answer. You're not going to retain the information quite as well if you just get a quick answer and move on. So it's better to look some things up for yourself. And again, use that search engine in your Facebook groups, because the questions that you're asking have probably already been asked and answered time and time again. When you get your answers in Facebook, make sure that you are sourcing that information. Make sure that you're getting the right information as much as possible. You may want to select 1 or 2 people in a group and follow them, follow their advice. If you find that they give you good, solid advice, you may want to just stick with those people rather than looking at 20, 30 different responses from a lot of different people on the Facebook group, in the Facebook group. Now, also, look, guys, reading and research, those are fundamentals. Those are things that you must do to be successful in this business. You're going to have to read. You're going to have to do some research on your own. And you must keep learning. This is an ever-changing industry. It's an ever-changing industry. So therefore, you have got to keep learning. This business is also cyclical. So I did a little video a few days ago about money. Mistakes I made with my money, or money mistakes, or something like that. So this business is cyclical. Loan signings is going to go down. The minute the interest rates go up a whole lot, we're going to see a decline in the amount of business that we have. So you want to make sure that you are managing your money very, very well, so that when it goes down, you're not that affected. And the other thing is, you'll want to make sure that you're also doing some general notary work, because when loan signings are down, you'll want to pick up on, use that general notary to keep you going. Just my opinion. So I'll leave you with this. Take responsibility for where you are in your life and your notary journey, so that when we meet you to mentor you, we can meet you in a positive position. It's not just you want to keep us on the phone for an hour talking about what you might be able to do. Understand what it is you want to do at this juncture in your journey. Do your research so that you can better understand the business. Determine if this is a good fit for you before you start spending money, whether it's a side gig or whether it's a full-time business. Be willing to invest in yourself, time and money. And time will be your biggest expenditure when you first get started. It should be. And if you're not spending an inordinate amount of time, then that means you're missing something, because it takes time to build your foundation. There are no successful businesses without investing in yourself. If you got no skin in the game, then you have nothing to lose. And I can tell you, when I first started training, I was giving away training left and right. People would call me, say, I want to come to training, but I don't have any money. Oh, that's okay, come on to training. 95% of the people that I trained for free did absolutely nothing because they had no investment. So needless to say, I don't do that anymore. If a Facebook post, I said it before, if a Facebook post is not bringing you any money, be careful. Do you really want to spend your time there? Pace yourself to avoid burnout. You can get so busy, because especially right now, the money just keeps coming. It just keeps coming. Those signings are coming hot and heavy. Well, pace yourself so that you don't burn yourself out. Exercise, work-life balance. You gotta still have a little time for fun. Although it's kind of hard to find some fun in COVID, but still make sure that your life is not just about work. All right. So I thank you for visiting my YouTube channel, and I hope that you have made it to the end of this journey with me. I hope that you have learned something during these little segments. And remember, if something kind of rubbed you the wrong way, that's okay too. We sometimes have to come to an uncomfortable place in order for us to grow. So if something made you uncomfortable, don't look at it as, I don't like her anymore. Keep looking. You might find something in there that you do like or that you can use. And I encourage each of you to take what you can from what I've said, take what you can use from what I've said, discard the rest. So that's my nugget for today. And I appreciate you being here. And remember, they told me to say, my daughter's making me do all this stuff, but they told me to say, to do like, share, subscribe. See ya. Have a great